With your permission. So today we had 41st GST Council meeting, and this meeting was specifically to discuss this compensation issue. As you may be aware that in this current year, because of this COVID pandemic, economic slowdown resulting on account of that, the GST collections has been very severely impacted. And as per the GST compensation law, certain compensations are required to be given to the states. And the GST compensation law also provides that how that compensation has to be paid. So there were certain legal issues. So we went to the Attorney General because Honorable Finance Minister in the GST Council meeting held in the month of March itself, she had mentioned that the GST compensation issues and other issues, how to meet this shortfall, and what are the legal angles, and how what are the various options. So in that March meeting, the Finance Minister had mentioned that the proposals and then all other aspects will be examined. The legal view will be taken. So we had gone to the Attorney General, and then the Attorney General has broadly given this opinion, saying that the compensation has to be paid for the transition period, that is from July 2017 to June 2022, for the period of 5 years. The protected revenue, that is the growth of 14%, that has to be protected. But this compensation gap has to be met from the cess fund, and then the cess fund has to be funded from the levy of the cess. So the question arose that this shortfall, how that shortfall has to be met. Can that be met from the Consolidated Fund of India? So the AG's clear opinion was that this can't be met from the Consolidated Fund of India. So therefore the question was how to meet that gap. So one of the options which the Attorney General had suggested, that this compensation cess levy can be extended beyond 5 years to meet the shortfall which has occurred during this transition period, that is the 5-year period starting from 2017 to 2022. So we presented all these facts before the GST Council, and then the GST Council, the discussion has taken place, and the certain options also were discussed. The option was that there were two options which was presented before the GST Council after the discussion. And first option was that the GST, this revenue, this compensation gap which has arisen this year, which is expected to go somewhere around 3 lakh crores in this year. Out of that, we expect that the compensation cess collection will be somewhere around 65,000 crores. So the gap will be, the shortfall will be 2,35,000 crores. But this 2,35,000 crore is not entirely on account of the implementation of GST. This is also on account of the COVID pandemic situation. So we had we had worked out the impact due to COVID, and once we segregated that out, so then the total amount of this gap, the shortfall on account of implementation of GST was worked out somewhere around about 97,000 crores. So one option was that this 97,000 crores, a special window could be provided in consultation with the RBI, so that the states can be given this money, and states can get this money and at the reasonable rate of interest, and this amount can be repaid after 5 years through the collection of cess. So that was the option number one. Then another option was also discussed. That option was that this entire gap of 2,35,000 crore of this year can be met by the borrowing by the states. Again, there also the arrangement could be made with the RBI, and certain facility could be provided. So that also could be provided. So these are the two options which were discussed. So what the states have requested, that they want a 7 days time to think over this proposal, and then they can come back to us, and so that the further action could be taken. Now, these options, it was also discussed that this option would be available only for the current year, and this will be reviewed in the beginning of the next year, because by the next year the situation would have changed. The economy, would have grown and would be in a different position. So at that time we will take a review that what would be the best solution in the interest of the country, interest of the states, and also the union. What exactly the formula that could be worked out for the next year?
It is designed the way in which it has been designed, in the sense, first option has two components. First option has two legs. One leg is where we are saying we'll facilitate through the Reserve Bank so that states, all of them, will not have to go running and different rates in the market and all that. For that portion, which is 96,484 or some amount, which is strictly arising out of the implementation of the GST. Now, you would ask me, how did you arrive at that? Because all of you all know the projected in revenue generation trajectory, and at 10% growth, the trajectory of what should have been collected. Now, below that would be the actual collection, which probably is influenced by the COVID. And technically, and I'm not saying I'm in favor of this or that, I'm only describing it for your convenience. So that portion of the gap which arises in the compensation, essentially deriving from the calculation methodology which is already embedded in that, because the Act didn't foresee an act of God. It just kept saying protected revenue should be taken care of. And it also said approximately at 10% growth, what is the actual revenue? And therefore it made sure that it hardwired giving compensation. Whereas this year we are facing an extraordinary situation that even below the 10% approximate estimation, you're facing an act of God, which might even result in a contraction of the economy. To what percent or whatever, I'm not getting into that. And therefore we said that portion which strictly is hardwired in the Act, we'll arrange, give it to you and take it. Now that question you asked, saying why should the states be tempted to take that? There are some states which say, look, I may not want to go to the market to borrow that much. So for me, eventually, after all, this is going to be paid by the cess collection after the 5th year. But even then, for me, I don't need to borrow this much. Whereas my compensation, which is expected, I have made a provision for that compensation which should come to me, which is the hardwired compensation, which is built into the Act. I will certainly plan my state based on that receipt of that amount. But nobody would have ever thought of COVID. So some states might have thought, if this comes to me, that's fine. But the other one, I may not want to go that far to borrow the rest. I may manage, I may borrow less, I may have a choice. So that option was decided and tailor-made, thinking that states can take a call of what they expect out of compensation to come, because it is hardwired in the Act itself, they will have to be given. But the rest, which is because of COVID, state, each one of them can take a call on how they want to handle it. And for that too, I offered that in the FRBM, I will give a further relaxation of 0.5%. You may immediately ask me, during the Atmanirbhar, you gave 0.5 unconditionally over the 3 which existed earlier. after which I gave 0.25, 0.25, 0.25 and 0.25. 0.25 pegged to performances subject to completing those. And in the last gave 0.5 if at least 3 of the performance related, ration card for all, one card, one nation, that, and also making sure that the local body reforms and all that. Of the 4, if they completed 3, I said I will give another 0.5. Now, without that condition, I'm willing to give that 0.5, which was otherwise tied to the performance of 3. I will give that 0.5 as the second leg of the option 1, where a state can choose whether they want to go and borrow beyond what is expected from the compensation itself, because that is the injury caused by COVID. Some states may want full, some may not want full. So that's my option 1. And the reason for the temptation, why should they settle for that, is this nuance.